Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it's Europa League group stage draw. We're back in it. We're back amongst the big dogs of the European football.
All right. Calm your pants,
buzzing.
mate. You're getting excited.
Well, let's be honest, though. Are you buzzing? You're buzzing. Come on.
Well,
Surely
I'm having breakfast at the moment, mate. So that's what's buzzing me.
Well, no one else is really surprised at the fact that you're having breakfast at 10:38 a.m. on a Friday morning because,
morning. It's my day off. It's my day off. It's morning. What's the problem?
There is no problem apart from you. Anyway, let's move on from that. It is the Europa League group stage draw, and we are live. And I'm really excited still. I really am.
I am too. There's some really big teams in this draw. You know, I mean, we've got one or two. You know, Napoli, Lazio, Lyon. You know, there's some teams with a lot of with pedigree, shall we say? Yeah. So I think it's going to be really, really exciting. It's going to be interesting to see who we get. I think we've all got teams that we favour. You know, I think every West Ham fan would love to get Lazio. You know, in order to have that sort of camaraderie with you know, the Lazio fans, you know, Di Canio, etc., etc. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
Are you in the mindset though of the bigger they come, the harder they fall? Do you want the biggest possible teams you can get from this?
Listen, the old cliche is you're going to have to play you know, some of the better teams at some stage in the competition. So why not getting them out of the way? You know,
I want the biggest teams that you can get. To be honest, yeah. I want to be.
That will build the excitement in the group stages. You know, before we get to the, you know, and you know, and if we do well against the big teams in the group stages, then that's just going to bode well, isn't it? You know, we will. I think we'll qualify. I mean, all right, I don't want to jump the gun too much, but if we do get a couple of big teams and or a couple of teams that got the history, and then we do well against them, then when it gets to the knockout stage, it's going to be really exciting, and then we'll get knocked out by Bromby. But there you go.
Shall we give everyone a rundown of what to expect today? Well, I mean, we've got different options. We can let everyone know about the teams, but I think we should go into the teams in a second. Maybe we should explain the draw and what takes place.
Yeah.
So go and check this out, and we'll digress them after we do the video for you.
You see all that confusion. There's 32 teams now, and yet if you're runners up, you end up facing a team from the Champions League. You know, it's all like, so even though we know what 32 teams there are in this draw, there's going to be other teams added to the Europa League when the teams get knocked out of the Champions League. And then, you know, if we do get knocked out of this competition, which I don't think we will, we still got an opportunity of maybe going into the Europa Conference League, which all right, it still keeps us in Europe, but I'm confident, mate. I mean, it's going to be this. No games are easy, especially in Europe. So I'm very.
I want to briefly bring this comment up. I love the fact that someone's telling us. So, Simon, thank you very much. It's your first time comment leaver, but you watch all the shows, so cannot wait for the draw. So, really nice to speak to you, Simon. Please engage if you can. If you engage, as you know, we'll engage with all the comments as much as we can. So, it's really cool. Should we bring on our guest? Well, our guest, it's part of the furniture, really, isn't it? Probably the most knowledgeable fan.
Well, he knows more than you,
fan. Goals, mate. How you doing? Are you buzzing? You excited?
Yeah, I am. It's like Christmas morning for us West Ham.
It's a little bit, isn't it?
We're not used to this sort of thing. Plus, I'm not going to count me chickens too soon, but Zuma looks like he's done as well, which is pretty good. So,
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see, because he's had his medical in France, but they still want a doctor over here.
They still want to check it. That's just typical West Ham.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had your medical. We don't trust those French doctors. You better come over here
it's something. From what I was reading, obviously you've got to take everything with a pinch of salt, haven't you? But from what I've read, it's something to do with his knee. But he's only ever had one knee injury. I don't know. Weird.
It's so West Ham.
We need to be
so West Ham.
Can we? We've done the videos. We've explained a bit of the draw. We'll go into that as well. But let's actually bring up the teams that are in the pots and what pots they're in, etc. And we'll try and do a brief explanation if we can. So as you can see here, we've got the images, because it's fine to put up the images, but I'm not going to lie to you. There's some teams there that have been a bit confused about with their logos.
Well, it's quite interesting because I thought up to last night there was a Cypriot team in it, and I actually told the other half that Omonia were in the draw, but it seems they're not. They must have lost their playoff or whatever. Because I was getting all prepared to go to book a holiday to Cyprus, so kill two birds with one stone. But there you go, they're not.
So what happened? What happened yesterday was West Ham were actually sitting in pot 2 for most of the day yesterday. Yeah, for most of the day yesterday, and then due to Celtic and both Rangers qualifying for the Europa League, the group stage qualification, West Ham dropped into pot 3. That was based upon the point structure. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah, apparently it's their coefficient. Their structures actually, their points are higher than ours.
For the European
higher than ours as well.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that Celtic over the last few years have been in the Champions League. Rangers winning the league as well. That helps their coefficient.
So I've actually got the numbers here. If you have a look at this one, you can see the numbers on the right-hand side. And what happens is, I think it was, you can just see here, Celtic, Rangers, and I think there was another team that qualified last night that knocked West Ham from pot 2 into pot 3. As you can see with Marseille and other teams as well.
I believe like PSV, for instance, they get in as a result of not qualifying for the Champions League, don't they? There's a few teams that's happened to.
Quick question: go back to that list with the badges on.
Yep.
Slavia Prague, but they're not listed on the side.
No, Slavia didn't make it, did they? Sparta did.
Sparta did, and it's and see, this has come from the Europa League website, hasn't it?
Let me have a look here and see this one. Yeah,
because
that's how they spell it, though, don't they? Obviously, we would see that as Sparta Prague, same as Spartak Moscow, isn't it? But it's Moskva there. I think they just
Sparta Prague is in pot 3, but Slavia Prague, who's meant to be in pot 1, unless I
think Slavia.
Is it SC Braga? That's not SC Braga, is it?
Let's have a look here and see.
Because that's a SC Braga isn't it?
Legia Warsaw. I think Legia Warsaw knocked Slavia Prague out.
That's right. So that's why I'm really confused, because
there was more playoff games last night still, but I think like it was all finalised last night because the last game lasted.
So in actual fact, look, I can bring this up for you right now. I've got the official. If this screen can actually share, hopefully it can. It's just taking a little while to come up, and this will show you the official pots from the Europa League website. That'll probably make it a little bit easier for everyone to see. Where are we? There we are. So you've got pot 1, Lyon, Napoli, Leverkusen, Zagreb, Lazio, Olympiacos, Monaco, and Braga.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy with that. Is that kind of working alongside?
Yeah. I've got an
Cel-
image here that. Let's have a look. What have you got up there?
Celtic is in pot 2 with Frankfurt. Someone want to pronounce them? Crvena.
They're a Serbian team, aren't they?
Yeah. Leicester, Rangers, Lokomotiv Moscow, Genk, PSV Eindhoven, pot 3, Marseille, Ludogorets, West Ham, Sociedad, Betis, Fenerbahce, Spartak Moscow, Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not Slavia. And pot 4, Rapid Wien, Galatasaray, Legia, Midtjylland, Ferencvaros, whatever. I mean, I'm not even trying to attempt that.
Antwerp, Sturm Graz, and
Brøndby. So that does match up with the locals there, yeah?
Well, no, the interesting thing is, like, Slavia Prague weren't there. Omonia, Slavia Prague and Omonia were there last night, but they're not there now. So
they must have lost their playoffs last night.
They must have lost their playoffs last night, yeah. So, So, I mean, the big teams there, Lyon, Olympic Lyonnais, Napoli, Bayer Leverkusen are not a bad team. You've got
there's some very good teams in there.
Some very good teams in there. They're
especially in pot 1.
Money, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for me personally, and it's not just about because I live up in Scotland, but the Battle of Britain. You know, there's always been battles of Britain throughout these tournaments, and I think that's something I'm kind of hoping for a mixture of the reasons that I think that we're probably not going to get to many away games in Europe this year, unfortunately, due to the circumstances we're in. So I think that the only way we're going to be able to do it is if it's in Britain, it's in the UK, and that gives us at least an away day, hopefully, in Europe. But I mean, that's me just kind of trying to put 2 and 2 together and coming up with my own kind of solution for that. But I think, Dan, I mean, over to you. I mean, do you want, I said it to Still, do you want the biggest teams you possibly can get?
Yeah, you've got, I think that's what you've got to hope for, right? If we've made it this far, there's no point in going in and wishing for the easiest draw just to get to the next round, because you could get one of the teams that drops out of the Champions League in the first knockout round. Yeah, and then that could be it. That's your European thing done. You might as well just go out there, play the best of the best from the very beginning, and just see how far you can take it. That's how I'm looking at it. Because, you know, we've had a good start to the season, but we don't know in 36 games' time where we're going to be. Will we be doing this again next year? So you just got to make the most of it, haven't you?
100%. That team in pot 2 that I couldn't pronounce was actually Red Star Belgrade, as everyone in the chat is letting me know in the chat. So thank you very much for doing that. There's loads of people in the chat giving them their best, you know, their teams they would like to draw. So,
well, can we run through and say hello to a few people?
Yeah, well, let me put the question in, and then we can do that. So the question I'm asking the chat is: name me the 3 teams you would most like West Ham to draw in the Europa League, and we'll kind of address that in a minute.
Cool. So let's just see who's here. Good morning, Yanka. Good morning, Mr. Snowman. Good morning, Hammerette. I think you might be working now. Bernie. I bet we draw Moscow in December. You bet your bottom dollar we will. Revo, how are you, mate? Revo is the one that came to say hello to us when we were filming outside the supporters club down.
On Monday night. I remember. Didn't we bump into Hammerette as well?
Yeah, we did. We did actually. Yeah. Whoever we bring from Warrior, bring it on. Absolutely. Good morning to Dirty Devil. How are you, mate? Skipper. Can we get Leicester? Well, they're in pot 2, so
yeah, we can.
Strictly speaking, we can get Leicester, can't we? Yeah.
So no, I correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought 2 teams from the same.
No, if you're in the same, the only way you can avoid each other is if you're in the same pot.
I need to read it. I thought I misunderstood that. Then.
James, morning, Sparta Prague or Celtic. Fingers crossed. Skipper. Got a feeling we'll be getting the map book out for this one. Well, you know what? Might not be too bad, but you might be right there. James, not as many smaller random teams due to the new format and Tin Pot League spuds are in. Let's hope we don't come out of this one and go into that same Tin Pot League after the group stages. Father Snowman, no Turkey team for me. Wouldn't mind a Greek team or Portugal. Same, mate. I've got to be honest, but probably for different reasons than you. Martin Godson, sucks. We can't get Marseille. No, unfortunately, the snake won't be coming back to the stadium. Alfie, I want to see Ronaldo come to the Premier League. I've never watched him live. Yeah. Well, only
just to confirm, I don't think you can get Leicester. I don't think two nations from the same country can be drawn in the same.
So do they have to pull that? Would they have to? But how do they avoid that though? Because
I can't see how they can.
They can. There is a system in place, but I'm adamant. I think I read this last night. The only team, and it's coming up here, the only team Leicester definitely won't face is grouping is West Ham, as they cannot be drawn against a team from the same country.
Oh, fair enough.
So they absolutely, they can't. Okay. Definitely can.
Interesting.
But does that include then we can't be drawn against Celtic or Rangers?
But they're not in the same country.
Well, yeah, you are different, aren't you, up there? Yeah, true.
I mean, I'll teach you geography as well as YouTube if you want.
No, don't worry, mate. I forgot you
fell for that one. I mean, you set that one up yourself. Mate.
Yeah,
I mean,
keep forgetting you want to be independent. So, yeah, you go ahead.
That's not me.
Mark wants to get a draw from Greece. Vaclav, I was looking forward to see West Ham meet Slavia Prague, but Slavia, there you go, lost 2-1 in Warsaw.
Yeah, I was just going to let you know as well, still, that the team you was on about from Cyprus, they lost on penalties to Antwerp.
Oh, so cruel.
It was 4-4 in aggregate, and they lost 3-2 on pens.
So cruel, so cruel.
It's funny though, because people do have their own kind of, like you said, still, like, you've got your own reasoning why you would like West Ham to draw a certain team, because you can maybe tie it in with a potential holiday to a place that you'd want to go to and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But if you look at pot one, for sake, right? Let's kind of. I'm going to get your image up. Well, do you know what? I'm not, because I don't actually know all the badges.
There you go.
Who do you want from pot one?
Okay. For me, Lazio. I want Lazio.
Yeah, I want Lazio.
And if it's not Lazio, which one, mate?
I said Lazio.
You said Lazio.
That's who I'd absolutely love from that pot.
Yeah. If not Lazio, I want Monaco, because then we can go on holiday to Nice.
I think
if not Lazio, I'd have Leverkusen, just because Germany.
Germany, mate. Yeah,
that would be a good game. Yeah.
I'd be happy pretty much there if you look at that with Lyon, Monaco, Lazio, Bayern Leverkusen. They would be my kind of top four from that pot.
I've got to be honest with you, lads. I was surprised at how strong that pot one was.
It's very strong.
There's some very good teams in there.
Very
strong. Good teams.
Yeah. Let's move into pot two then.
I think everyone's going to say Celtic, aren't they, or Rangers?
Or Rangers. I think it's got to
be. Yeah.
It's got to be in it. Well, then we can't pull anyone from pot three, so then it goes down to pot four.
I want one of the weird. I want like a
Can you see that?
Brøndby or Sturm Graz, or
I think Brøndby would be nice.
Brøndby would be a nice away day. Yeah. Rapid Vienna, boring Vienna. Sorry to say it, but it is a boring place.
But yeah, Brøndby or Michelin for me. Scandinavia is pretty good. So
yeah. Brøndby, Michelin, yeah. How about you, Anton?
Yeah, to be honest, it's pot four. It doesn't bother me, to be honest.
The only one the one we got to worry about, mate.
I like Vienna though. I don't know what you're talking about Vienna. I don't know why.
I've been. It's
boring. It's not
boring.
It's not.
Well, no, and it's got love.
To be fair though, you're boring, but
it's got lovely theatres and stuff like that. But
Shall we?
Everything shuts at midnight, and that was before COVID.
That's because that's when you bloody well start your night, because you're so bloody late all the time. Right, let's look into this a little bit more. The 32 clubs will be
back in a minute,
groups, of 8 in accordance with the club coefficient rankings established at the beginning of the season and with the principles set by the club competitions committee. So we've addressed that, Dan. Yeah, we've covered why West Ham moved from pot 2 to pot 3. Clubs from the same association cannot be drawn into the same group. Any other restrictions will be announced ahead of the draw. So we've covered that. West Ham and Leicester cannot meet each other.
That's interesting. I didn't realise that was a thing.
Yep. Match dates. So you're going to have match date 1 is going to be in around or the 16th of September, and this takes into consideration the 6 match days, home and away.
Essentially, they're just the dates you've got to give the wife. I've already done it.
Yeah, honestly, mate. Yeah, it's a big mixture of contention in this house just now, so we won't go there because she can hear me. The group winners will progress to the round of 16. The group runners-up will progress to the knockout stage, where they will face the third-placed UEFA Champions League teams for places in the round of 16. So that's the part I was a bit confused about. This is coming from the Europa League website.
So if you win the group, you go straight through, whereas now they've introduced a playoff system for those dropping from the Champions League, and they play the second place. That's interesting, actually, because you think that opens it up.
Well, it does, yeah, because in actual fact, what I think happened before was, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was...
They'd go straight in. They used to go straight in.
But they would go into the straight of 16. I think they'd go straight into a 32, would they not?
It was a first knockout round.
A first knockout round. So they've taken away... Well, in theory, what they've done is the 16, the group winners will progress to the round of 16, so the 8 winners of the group miss a game, don't have to play a game if they win the league.
Exactly. Yeah. So really, if you want to do well in this, you want to win your group.
Yeah.
You ain't got to play as many games then.
Yep. Absolutely. So then, obviously, anyone who finishes as runners-up goes in with the Champions League teams. And so it's third place Champions League teams for places in the round of 16. So it's a one-off game. It's not a two-legged game. It'll be a one-off game.
Yeah.
And I wonder how they'll draw that. Where will they play those games?
Don't know. That's interesting though. I quite like that format.
Yeah. Then you have the third place teams will transfer to the Europa Conference League knockout phase, where they'll face the UEFA Europa Conference League group runners-up for a place in the round.
So basically the same format
16.
If you drop out.
You then enter into that. So first, second, and third has European football no matter what.
Yeah.
Fourth is the only one way of being completely knocked out. So I think either way, though, Dan, it's given West Ham a nice taste of European football this season, isn't it?
It is. It is. Obviously, I think that the main goal with this is you want to make the Europa League final, but if you have a bit of a torrid time of it, if say you get a difficult group and you finish third, then at least you're still going to play Europa Conference, which is still, people are calling it the 2-bob one, but there's some good teams in that. Like I've been looking, there are some good teams in there. So, it's still
Falcon
European
is saying
football
if you're too crap to qualify, you have more Diddy Cups. Don't worry. Glenn Marshall is saying it will be over 2 legs. That's the only. That would make more sense to me. So, Stella, I don't know if you missed this. We kind of digressed this a little bit. So this is an interesting part.
I don't know if you're aware of this though, but they've got rid of the away goal rule this year.
Yeah, they have. That's right.
So that actually evens it up a bit more. I was never a fan of the away day rule. Away goal rule. God, I can't speak today. Yeah, I was never a fan of it. It's just an unfair advantage.
Yeah. So Stell, he's gone again. Is he gone again? I don't know if you can hear us. You're on mute. You're on mute. He's on mute.
Yeah, I'm here. Go on.
Right. So the group runners-up will progress to the knockout stage, where they will face the third-placed Champions League teams for places in the round of 16. So if you win your respected league group, you, in theory, play one less game than the person that finishes runners-up in the Europa League, because they're automatically through to the round of 16, whereas this runner-up has to go into a playoff with a Champions League team to try and qualify for the round of 16. And we are under the understanding now that that's not a one-off game. That's actually a two-legged game, we think. Which then, in theory...
That's just a bit shit, really, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
I like it.
I quite like it,
yeah.
Yeah,
because it evens it up still, rather than those dropping out of the Champions League just getting an automatically
run. Yeah.
They've got to play 2 games.
Okay, fair play.
I think I think it's a bit fairer.
Yeah.
So it started, and I'm looking at the live chat on YouTube, and it's all irons.
So the third place teams from the Europa League groups will transfer to the Europa Conference League knockout phase. So they have their own version of the knockout phase, where they'll face the Europa League Conference League group runners-up for places in the round of 16 there as well. So really what it means is, if you, as Dan said, it gives you the kind of incentive to try and win this group, because you play 2 games less than anyone else. But if you finish runners-up, you've got 2 further games, so that 6 games turns into 8 before you then go to the round of 16. But if you finish third, you're going to be playing 2 more games because you've got to go into the Conference League knockout stage. So 8 games is a kind of thing unless you finish 4th.
My whole thing, lads, if you qualify for any European competition, you don't just want to qualify, you've got to try and win it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you should be topping your group and you should be trying to go as far as possible. And I think that's the attitude we've got to take into this.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. And
sorry, go for
go
it.
on. What? Well, no. And as we've been saying, when we play, the excitement is when you play the difficult teams. Is when you play, under the lights. Look how buzzing it was against Leicester on Monday night. Imagine that. Imagine that for a European game.
Genuinely, I know I said it. I know I said it on Monday, but that is genuinely the best I've heard it in there. That is the best I've ever heard it in there.
And that stands in good stead, doesn't it? Because people are going to be up for it. We're playing really, really good football, and there's going to be teams that are going to come to the stadium. They're going to be concerned. Then it's not going to be a walkover for them.
It'll be interesting to see if we can replicate that for a 3:00 on a Saturday, won't it? Tomorrow.
Yeah,
because it's difficult.
We will.
The fans are different.
Bars will be open really early. We will.
I hope we do.
So, where's the draw? And have you got it up?
I've got it on YouTube.
Okay.
You can just put Europa League draw live, and you can get it through BT Sports YouTube channel.
Right. So let's do that. Is it started yet?
The programming started. They've not.
I think we're going to be looking at getting the draw about midday.
Well, from what I've seen from the schedule, it'll be in about 20 to 25 minutes time. The actual draw. They got loads of stuff they cover first, don't they?
6 games, home and away. Like I said, I think we're waiting to hear what actually happens in terms of fans traveling. As it stands, from our understanding, is that the countries are on if they're on the green list. Is that right? Then they are you're eligible to travel.
From what I read this morning, they're not releasing the fixtures today. They released the dates of the fixtures, but they're not releasing who plays who today.
Yeah,
they're going to wait. I think they're waiting 2 weeks before they do that because of obviously the regulations in each country changing so rapidly each day. So I think they're going to give it. I think it was 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days. I think I read before they actually release who plays who. But they got to do it pretty quick, haven't they? Because the first game's in September, isn't it?
16th of September.
Yeah, so they'll have to get it done pretty rapid. So we know, but we know like the home games are sorted anyway. I've sorted all my tickets for that already.
Yeah, because you can purchase that. You can do that.
I've done
that package. Yeah,
you get points for doing it as well. So it's another incentive for those of us that go away.
It's really funny. I've just been onto the YouTube world and everyone's doing the draw live. Literally everyone you can imagine. Everyone you can imagine is doing it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. Ironically, I'm looking at that right now. Yeah.
Just trying. I'm actually. I'm trying to find it. So
I'm actually trying to find the official one because all I can find is several.
Sorry, are you after the draw?
Yeah.
Go to BT Sports YouTube channel.
Oh, BT Sports YouTube channel.
Yeah. Let's jump through the comments and see what everyone else is saying in here. Alfie, who's representing West Ham at the draw? I don't actually know the answer to that, to be honest, mate. We'll maybe see that soon-ish. Let me just see if they'll be kind of doing a bit of a.
The draw's taking place. Where's the draw taking place?
Turkey, in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you travel to Turkey?
No idea.
Don't know. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Dan. On the chat in the official one,
it's just Celtic,
all West Ham,
Celtic and West Ham, and
just all you can see is hammers. All you can see is hammers and shamrocks.
Yeah,
it's constant.
Oh no, I can see some foxes now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Right, let's have a look here what everyone is saying.
I've had to collapse that chat because it was driving me mad.
Yeah. Goran, League of Conference is successor of Intertoto Cup. I'm glad we're in the Europa League, but I get the concept of what they're trying to do. What do you think?
I think they've added it because they realise that it's just you've got to find a way, ain't you, to give someone, because the problem you've got. See, I still think the Champions League isn't. I don't think the Champions League's done right. I don't think that finishing second, third, and fourth should get you in the Champions League. It should be the champions of said league should be the ones.
I agree with you.
And this is because I think if you do it that way, that's how you grow the smaller leagues across Europe. You know, because there's some leagues like the Premier League, for instance, is head and shoulders above. You know, even a league that's relatively close, like Scotland. You know, so you're never going to grow those leagues if you're throwing all these big teams in there. And I understand they want the best in there, but I think, you know, it's called the
you're
Champions
right,
League.
When it used to be, I'm old enough to remember watching the European Cup, which was only the chat. Can you two stop effing fighting?
I think you're old enough to be at the first ever FA Cup final, to be honest.
Yeah. So I remember it being before the Champions League structure, and it used to be just champions, the champions of each league, and there was a certain sense of excitement when you see the top, the cream of the cream. You know, let's be honest. You know, if you win your league, you are you're obviously the best. And then seeing those teams playing each other in what was almost like a knockout competition from the start was in its own right exciting. I mean, it's been changed because of it's more money in it, the way they've done it. Understandable. But you're right, mate. If they just said, right, 32, the 32 champions of each, around Europe, that would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then having this second and third competition for those that then finish second, third, fourth, so on and so on. I think that's just a better way of doing it, personally.
Bring the Cup Winners' Cup back. We've won that twice. That's better. So if you win your domestic cup, you go into the Cup Winners' Cup competition.
Who's won it twice?
West Ham.
No, we've won the Cup Winners' Cup once. Oh my God, still. Honestly, we've won the FA Cup. How many times have we won the FA Cup still? Come on.
No times.
Oh, you really concern me. This is why you concern me. Anyway, the Europa League have just announced that Marino from Villarreal is the player of the tournament last season. Obviously, Villarreal.
He was unreal, to be fair.
Yeah, they entered the Champions League. They're in the Champions League draw, obviously, which took place yesterday. So, obviously, the biggest prize is you get a trophy, but you then qualify for next year's Champions League.
And you go straight into the group stages.
And you go straight into the group stages, yeah.
That's a massive incentive to win it, isn't it? Let's be honest. So like you could finish 10th in the league, but you go and win this. You're in the Champions League next year.
Are all three guys? Hang on, Thomas. Are all three guys West? We sure are, mate. Yes. Did you have any doubt? Well, apart from the guy who speaks in a Scottish accent, we're not sure about him. But there you go.
Chris Taylor saying he wants Celtic, Lazio, Galatasaray would be a great set of away games to go to.
The trouble with Galatasaray, as good as it is there,
no thanks.
It's just not safe.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's just not safe.
And the only reason why, if we got Lazio, the only reason why I'd travel to Lazio is because we have the affinity with them through Di Canio. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't even consider that one. I wouldn't go to Napoli. If we get Napoli, be careful, people. You wouldn't want to go. Oh, hello, Barak. Thank you for joining us from Galatasaray.
Thomas is saying, do you lads know what the prize money is in the Conference Cup, or is it just a fish supper for all the players? I don't know. Is there any way of finding that out? Actually,
it works the same way as the Europa. So basically, the incentive is if you win it, you get a Europa League place, group stage place. So I don't know what prize money we're talking, but I know. For instance, the Champions League prize money is like, and it's 4 times more than the Europa League. So if that's the case, again, I can't see that it's going to be much prize money on.
Yeah,
up for grabs with that one.
Good afternoon, Jim. Or good, well, it's still morning actually. Yeah, trip up there. I hope you've got the bed ready for me, Jim. When we come up there,
put your hand in your pocket and buy a hotel.
But buy a whole hotel. I probably can't afford it up there. To be honest.
Well, knowing you, because you're so tight, you probably could.
Are we going to talk? What are we going to talk about? There's
loads of comments. There's like hundreds of comments. We should go through the comments.
I'm going to go scroll up as far up as I can. Good afternoon, Steve. Come on, Ludwig Katz, Stan, easy fixture. James Farmer. Whose season didn't help? Look, see, unfortunately, when are we going to get the new platform, mate? So I don't have to say that the chat's jumped.
I don't know. We're waiting on Russ doing that. Just very quickly, just to let people know, reaching the Europa League final is worth. Is this right? €4.5 million,
Yeah,
and the winner receives €8.5 million in total from a one-off game.
Yeah, the Champions League's like twice as much, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's why I was saying that was the point I was making about it should be like the league winners, because imagine what that sort of like a win in the group stages in the Champions League is worth 2.4 million just for winning a game in the group stage. So you think about what that would be worth to a team in, say, one of the smaller countries.
2.4 million, did you say? Yeah,
just for winning a game in the group stages.
Yeah,
right, here we are.
And it's 870,000 if you draw.
If you draw, the money in the Champions League is immense.
Yeah,
absolutely
right.
immense.
So for the 21-22 season in Europa League group stage, participation in the group stage awarded as a base fee of €3.6 million. A victory in the group pays €630,000, and a draw pays €210,000. Each group winner earns €1.1 million, and each runner-up wins just over €500,000. Reaching the knockout stage triggers additional bonuses: €500,000 for the round of 32, €1.2 million for the round of 16, €1.8 million for the quarterfinals, €2.8 million for the semi-finals. The losing finalists receive €4.6 million, and the champions receive €8.6 million.
Now, if we're led to believe that obviously Sullivan cares about money so much, surely he must be up Moyes' arse right now saying, make sure you get to the final and win it. You could be robbing his little mitts.
Or the other way round, he might complain that it costs too much money to get to these games.
That is the worry, isn't it? He complained about getting us up to Everton that time, didn't he? So
yeah,
they are bringing on all the people that are going to be pulling the balls from the pot right now.
Just showed Markov Senna. Yeah,
he was a great player, wasn't he?
He was a great player. Yeah, he was. Right, sorry. Carry on with the chat.
Splash Hawk, you can't get Leicester. We're the same nation. That's how it's done. The same. So we discussed that earlier on.
Yeah.
Eddie wants Leon and Monaco. Who else we got in here? Good morning, English Yardie. How are you, mate? Thanks for joining us. Edward, would be 4-1 win against Leicester in Europa again. Well, unfortunately, we can't get them. Good morning, Frado Petrovic. I think we've got a massive chance to win this. How do you rate our chances, mate? On a serious note.
When the way I look at these competitions, if you're in it, you can win it, right? Because I argue this all the time about the Premier League. You've got your bigger clubs, obviously. You've got your ones that are, financially better off than we are. But let's be honest. Monday night, we played a team that are better run than us, and arguably on paper have a better team. We beat them. Anybody beats anybody.
And we beat them with a palm as well.
Yeah, and anybody can. And I think Europe's the same. Anybody can beat anyone. So it depends. It depends how these teams are going to deal with it on a Thursday night under the lights.
Yeah.
At the stadium, because if it's anything like it was against Leicester, teams ain't going to like it. So,
and people said, mate, that it's got no atmosphere, etc., etc. Like you said earlier, it was absolutely rocking, wasn't it?
I'm not a fan, as you know. Still, I haven't been from day one. I was very much against the move. I was talking to Nigel about it on Monday night, and I was very much the same feeling as him. I wasn't for the move, and I. It's not that the stadium is particularly bad. It's just not for football. It just wasn't built for football. Yeah. And it is what it is. But I'm one of those people who's just learned to deal with the fact that that's where we play our football now. But if we can replicate Monday night every week, I would slowly start to probably enjoy my football experience a bit more there. I will go as far as saying that. And I think that these European nights are going to be rocking. It's going to be the season ticket holders by the looks of it that are going to pack out the majority of the stadium. So the bodies you're getting in there. It's going to be a chance for the odd fan as well to go and watch a European game. And it's always I've always said it's louder in there under the lights. The evening games are always louder in there.
Agreed. And I know people are going to start saying, well, what about spending some money and getting some players in? But I try to, not that I'm justifying, the size of the squad we've got, and I know it's going to be difficult, etc. But there's some squad players in our team that didn't appear on Monday night, that you might argue might relish European football. For example, Lanzini. For example, dare I say it, players like Fredericks, who's got the pace, who might be able to run against teams in that might cause them problems, and even, dare I say it, Yarmolenko, if these players stay fit, could potentially cause
European football will suit. Like I'm not a fan of Yarmolenko, we all know that, but I think if you watch him in the Euros, he was a different player to how he is for us. And I, me and Luke talk about it a lot. I think Yarmolenko's biggest problem is that he hasn't got the pace to deal with the Premier League. He just hasn't got the pace to deal with the Premier League. He just physically cannot do it. But I think European football, it is slower. It is a bit more, it's not as, most of the time it's not as physical either. You do get a bit more time because European teams play the game differently. So it might suit him if he doesn't go out. It's still time that it's still time. He could still leave. We just don't know what's going to happen, do you?
Just quickly, just to confirm that the UEFA haven't announced yet, but there's going to be an announcement over the next week or so whether or not away fans are allowed to travel to games. Yeah. So as it stands, there is no announcement, but I just had to go away and nip away and found it. So what someone's actually asking for is, even if they announce that fans can go, that someone's trying to create, and it's going to be a minefield if you try to, is create based upon what traffic light system each country's in. So even if you get drawn against them, it depends on the traffic light system. So it's just going to be a complicated process, to be honest.
Web gigs. Long as the club stops selling to tourist fans when they feel lower tiers, atmosphere is poor. Well, interestingly, the atmosphere was great, as Dan and I have said on Monday night. I think what you get is, unfortunately, like it or not that many people. Oh, here we go. It started. Napoli, Lazio. They're just separating them out into pots.
No, I think they're showing you how it'd work.
How it works. Sorry.
Yeah, if it's two teams from the same nation and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, Web Gibbs, is for the cup games, you don't always get all the season ticket holders going, and that's when it becomes a little bit, a little bit awkward in terms of atmosphere. But I think for the Europa League, I think you are going to get a lot of season ticket holders.
Do you know
going.
what? I've had to come to terms with this. It's a good point. Obviously, they bring up, but this is something I've had to come to terms with. You didn't get as many tourists at the bowling because it was hard to get to, and it was not many seats. Right? We are now slap bang in London, in a very, very busy part as well in Stratford with the shopping centre and whatnot. There's going to be more tourists there, right? And if you just chance it and you go to the ticket office and there's a ticket available, anybody can go watch a game, can't they? And this is the thing. And I think I'm not saying it's right, but I think we have just got to accept that this is part of modern football. It just is. There's a channel I watch on YouTube called Away Days, and the lad goes to all these different teams all over the world. So he's going and watching games that he doesn't particularly support the team.
Can I just quickly, sorry to interrupt, there's a really good point that they're talking about now on the live draw. So if West Ham, say, get drawn into Group A, this will have a knock-on effect, not just for Leicester, but for also any other team in the Conference League. So they will not get drawn in Group A in the Conference League to avoid clashes of games being played at the same time. So they will get automatically put into Group E. So you will then define where teams are. So very quickly, if West Ham are pulled out and gone into Group A as the first English team, then that will have a knock-on effect for Tottenham's draw for the Europa Conference League, and they'll automatically get put into Group
Make sure the games
to avoid any clashes. So there's a kind of interlink between the two draws.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, that's all right.
No, that's good to know, actually. Yeah, good to know.
But yeah, I think, like I was just saying, I just think it's something we've got to accept. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying that, it's something that should be happening, but it's just part of the modern game now. Football's opened itself up to everybody, so it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, I get that, and it's interesting. Web Gibbs also talk about all this takeover from happening from PAI, etc. They've alluded to that they need to attract a wider audience, at West Ham in order to fill it.
Me,
and what do you think that means? It means there's clearly going to be more, as you've just rightly said, Dan. It clearly means that what they're looking at is to.
There we go. It's actually starting.
I think we're going.
Okay.
First club's coming up.
Lyon, first out.
Olympique Lyonnais. We go into Group A.
Olympique Lyonnais, Group A.
Monaco.
Monaco. They go into Group B.
Monaco, Group B. Oh, my lads, come on! Next one up.
Napoli.
Napoli, Group C.
Napoli.
Napoli, Group C. We're sorry we can't get all your chats in, people. Really apologise, but we'll try and catch up afterwards. Olympiacos. Olympiacos, Group D.
Lazio.
Lazio.
Come on, West Ham. Can't wait to get there. Come on. Hurry up.
Braga.
That would be an interesting game. Whoever gets them. Nice holiday, yeah.
You mean holiday?
Group G.
Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Well, it's funny you should mention holidays because, I'm not trying to jinx it or whatever, but should we make it to the final? It's in Seville, isn't it?
It's Seville, mate.
So
beautiful city.
So I was asking
beautiful
my
city.
Love it.
Asking my mother-in-law, how far away is it from Marbella? Because they're out in Marbella.
Oh mate, we went there. Hold on a second. Dinamo from Croatia.
It's about 2 hours basically. So
you drive it, mate. No problem at all.
So I've turned around and said, I might come to Marbella with you. Go there, come back, because we're actually out in Marbella similar time next year.
We're going there next week, mate. We're going to Malaga next week.
Yeah, mate. We hired a car and drove through to Seville and stayed for a couple of nights. Beautiful city. But
I'm out. I'm
2
out
hours,
in, what's the name? Next year drive, anyway. Yeah. So I just thought I'd just combine the two.
Right.
Here we go. It's not our pot though, is it?
Not our pot yet. Not our pot.
Pot 2.
First team of pot 2.
Celtic or Rangers?
Rangers
have gone in with Group A, have they?
Yeah. In with Lyon.
Rangers in Group A against Olympique Lyonnais. Who is it?
Eindhoven.
PSV Eindhoven.
See, I tell you what, that wouldn't be a bad one though, lads. Holland's pretty decent.
Now I've got problems trying to remember PSV Eindhoven's badge.
Monaco. They're in with Monaco.
Yeah, but what does the badge look like?
Don't know. So, Who's number 3? Who's number 3?
Got PSV on it. Still, their badge. It's on a flag.
Oh yeah, I've got it, mate. I've got it.
Leicester are in with
Leicester.
Napoli. Leicester have gone in with Napoli. Wow.
That's not going to be easy for them.
So this is to go in with Olympiacos. Who's going in? Lokomotiv
Moscow.
Oh, did he say group? They've gone with Lazio. They've actually gone with Lazio.
What? Which one?
They've been moved into the group with Lazio.
Why is that?
It must be something to do with the. So Lazio and Moscow are together. Frankfurt. Olympiacos. Yeah, Frankfurt have gone in with Olympiacos.
I wonder why they moved it. It might be something to do with the Champions League, maybe.
It actually all looks really good. Every one of them looks quite good.
So far.
I feel like a little boy at Christmas, like you said, Dan.
Yeah. Mate. Group F.
Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah, Red Star. I'm just excited to see who we get. I don't really mind. It's obviously dream teams you all want, but
they go in with Braga, by the way, just for your reference. 2 more teams. Waiting on Celtic.
There you go.
There you go.
They're in with Leverkusen.
Leverkusen. I like that.
Oh, mate. Next pot's ours.
What's that?
Genk. Dynamo. Right, I'm going to quickly go for it. I want either Lyon, Rangers, Monaco, Eindhoven, Napoli, Leicester. I can't get that one.
Just shoot.
No, it's fine because they're not doing it. Lazio, Moscow, Olympiacos, Frankfurt, and Leverkusen or Celtic.
Come on, lads. This is it, boys. This is it.
So just to let everyone know, we cannot be drawn in the group with Leicester. So that is Napoli and Leicester. That's Group C, I believe.
Here we go. Go on, West Ham.
Marseille first up.
Marseille.
So they won't go into Group A.
They won't go in A.
They won't go into B. They're going C.
They're going into E.
Who are they going in with?
E. So we can't get Lazio. Every time Sparta. It opens, I'm like, is it us?
Lyon. Sparta.
Who's that? Sparta Prague?
Sparta, yeah. Come on, West Ham.
Oh, Sociedad.
So they're going B, won't they? Yeah. Oh, come on! I want this one to next two. Moscow. E. C.
They've gone into C with Leicester.
Come on, West Ham.
You watch, we'll be last out.
Typical, with it.
We'll be the last one pulled, won't we?
Fenerbahce, Olympiacos. Wow.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Come on, West Ham.
We're still not there.
Celtic is still available, boys.
It is. It is. And Leverkusen. Come on. I want this. Is what I want. This is what I want. This is the one.
No, we're last out.
It's not. It's not.
We're last out.
Genk. We're gonna get. Is this the group I didn't want?
Mental. The one group that we probably all didn't want.
Wait. Dynamo. We've got Dynamo, haven't we?
Yeah.
Fucking Dynamo. Go, West Ham! Come on, you Iron!
It's nice to see our little name on a card, isn't it?
It's funny how you say that. You feel like you're actually looking after your little kid at school. Oh, look at that little name on that little card.
Look at a little name there.
Oh, West Ham have gone into a group with Genk
and Dynamo.
Yeah, we got Dynamo. People said we're going to get a team in, the deepest, darkest, whatever, and there it is.
I feel a little bit like
Genk. I fancy us. I fancy us against both those teams, lads.
Genk's Belgium, isn't it?
Genk's Belgium, yeah. They're not a bad team.
Oh,
might be able to Eurostar that one. You watch us get Galatasaray.
Yeah, typical, innit?
Oh, please, no.
Interesting. The chat's so funny.
Isn't it?
The chat's so funny. They're going. Celtic won't qualify. Oh,
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray.
Yeah, they go into Group
E
with Lazio, Moscow, and Marseille.
Oh. Lazio, Galatasaray,
Moscow, and Marseille after what happened last weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's not a bad thing we avoided that one. Bromby.
Do you know what's Michelin's still there, isn't it? Still got a chance. I'd like a little trip to Denmark.
Bromby go into the group with Sparta Prague, Lyon, and Rangers. Sturm Graz from Austria.
No, we'll get, don't you? We'll get Rapid Vienna after Stel said.
After saying he said it's boring. So they've gone into Group B with Monaco, Eindhoven, and Sociedad.
I don't like the chat. Everyone's going, easy for West Ham.
No.
It's not easy.
Michelin. I wanted them. Winston Reed's old team. Group F.
Interesting group, that one. I'm not sure who makes it out.
Raja, Belgrade, Ludogorets. Who did Arsenal and Tottenham get? Oh,
no idea. Don't care.
Yeah, that was sarcasm still.
All right.
Oh, see, that would have been a decent one. Poland's cheap. Poland is so cheap.
Wait, where are they going? Group C.
Group C with Napoli, Leicester, and Spartak Moscow.
I'm telling you, we're getting Vienna. Rapid Vienna.
Toby's saying his site manager just came and told him to put his phone away, then realised what he was watching. Now he's standing next to him listening. Antwerp.
We couldn't have got them anyway because they're Belgian, aren't they?
That is Vienna then. No, there's
two to go. Two to go.
Yeah. So Antwerp go in with Olympiacos, Frankfurt, and Fenerbahce.
We're getting Rapid Vienna, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah, we are.
We are getting Rapid Vienna. We're getting Rapid fucking Vienna.
I like Vienna. You're totally downplaying the place. I think Vienna's quality. I love it.
Who was that team that just got pulled out?
That Feder.
Good luck pronouncing them.
I don't know how to pronounce it, mate.
Rapid Vienna. Group H.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. What a boring city. What a boring city.
Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Europa League draw has been completed. West Ham are in a group with Genk of Belgium, Dynamo of where Dynamo? Sorry,
Croatia, isn't it?
Is it Croatia? Let's have a quick double check here. I should know that. Dynamo. Where is Dynamo from?
Group E is interesting.
Is it Dynamo Zagreb? Is that who we've got?
Dynamo Zagreb.
Croatia.
Yeah, it's Croatian. Sorry, it's Dynamo Zagreb. Sorry, yeah. And Rapid Vienna are the three teams that West Ham have drawn.
Right, now loads of people are going to look at that group and go, we should win it. But as I was saying to you earlier, still, the teams are going to want to. We're probably the team to beat in that group.
You know what? Yeah. Absolutely.
Genk have won the Belgium First Division 4 times, last time winning it in 2018-19 season. They were runners-up last season in the Belgium Top League. Yeah, Dad, Vienna again. I know, we've been. There you go, still. Vienna. They're obviously a big club. They've won the Belgium Cup 5 times as well. Runners-up 1 time. They've won the Belgium Super Cup twice.
Croatia's on the red list, so doesn't look like we'll be going there. Vienna, well, that's a flight. Ben is already booking his flight to.
Can I just please reiterate something for you two, mate? I'm not encouraging you to do this. They have already said they're not encouraging fans to book flights because UEFA haven't announced it. So, but do what you want. Do what you want.
I think he's joking, mate.
No,
Seville. He's talking about the final.
All right. I'm just putting that out there though in terms of people booking things. Please be mindful to check on what the rules will be because you don't want to go. I met someone yesterday who booked flights to go away for an international match next week. Actually, it is in Austria, but they were going next week and they can't go, so they're not allowing away fans into Austria. So please be mindful if you're going to be booking stuff.
Yeah, Dad's spoken, mate. So don't go booking your flights. Well, what do we think?
Well, I guess it's probably not the group anyone wanted, but
I wanted at all.
But we will take it. At the end of the day, it's European football.
I know.
It's a laugh, isn't it? it's a shame that obviously one of them's on the red list, but we'll have to check what the other two are like. But you know what? The minute you said it was boring there, still you jinxed us, mate. It was always going to happen, weren't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
See what Austria's travel list is. Does anyone
Group
know if
E,
anyone's
I agree, Safat. Group E is an interesting group. You know, Galatasaray, Lazio, Marseille. You know, it's going to be quite an interesting group. Oh, someone is saying Croatia is green. Well, someone said it's red. It's green. I don't know. Well, it's. I'm excited by it. You know, I think the teams that we got there, Dinamo, Genk, Rapid Vienna. I think we fancy. You know, I don't want to. You know, tempt fate, but I fancy our chances to get through that group.
As it stands, quickly, Belgium, Croatia, and Austria are not on the red list as it stands.
Right. Oh, Croatia as well are not on.
Belgium is on the amber list. I'm just trying to see Croatia. Croatia are not on the amber list. And what about Austria? No, they're not on the amber list either. Which means the green list is Austria. And Belgium aren't even mentioned. So there we go.
I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be good.
I feel like it's. I don't know where I'm at with it. I'm going to be honest. I'm excited about it, but I am. If I look at all those leagues, I came in here with the mindset of going for the biggest possible teams we could get. And if I'm being brutally honest, if I look at that, if you take those three teams out with West Ham, it would have been the least league I would want to have been in for the purpose of this. Anyway, we're in it. That's what happens. Dan, I think you're right. I think they're going to confirm the fixtures tomorrow. I think the fixtures are getting announced tomorrow, no later than the morning. So we should find out who we'll be up with first. I think they have to then obviously draw the Conference League as well, which will have a knock-on effect to it. Let's go and see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Andrew Fielding is saying, Genk, that's near enough to Amsterdam for me. Is that where you are, Andrew Fielding? Cool. Fred, put money on winning this group. Big, bold statement, but hey-ho. Garino, Vienna ain't far from me. Is that far from Scotland? No, I don't know. No, I'm actually looking at the UK list, mate. I'm looking at the UK one. Just look at Group E, which is what we were talking about. Skipper Croatia is green. Happy Hammer 82. Hey everyone, who did we get? We got Genk from Belgium, Dynamo Zagreb from Croatia, and Rapid Vienna from Austria. Freshfielder fixture list will be finalised by UEFA by tomorrow morning at the latest. There you go. Ben, I think we'll win it. Glenn Marshall, I think it's a good group. Belgium should be okay. Freedom, we're on the red list. Actually, do you know what's interesting as well?
There it is. There it is.
Do you know what's really interesting though? Something we need to consider as well is, and tell me if I'm getting this wrong. If we put a country on our list, does that mean that they're the same on their list?
No, they have their own lists.
So we could be on their lists.
We could be on there. For example, Cyprus, I think, is on our amber list, I think, but we're on their red list, or we were. So they have their own list. So not only have we got to check whether we can travel there, we've also got to check whether they will accept us there. Yeah. But there's our list, people. Dinamo Zagreb, Genk, West Ham United, and Rapid Vienna. Now, I'm telling you from experience, Rapid Vienna is a boring city when it comes to going out for drinks after midnight. But hey, who cares? It's one I can get away with. I can't get away with telling the missus I'm going to Dinamo. I might get away with going to Genk. I can get away with going to Vienna.
Why would you not get away with going to Croatia? Is it Croatia not quite cheap to go to?
She may not be interested in it. I don't know.
Are you joking? Have you not seen some of the sights in Croatia? Although you're not talking about sights, are you really? We're talking about football. So
yeah, you're talking about football.
Can I go away to 3 European games, please? Can you just answer live? Can you just answer live?
I tell you what, still, that's the most polite I think I've ever heard, Dan.
What did you say?
Oh,
Have you got an answer? What is that? Right, okay, so we'll just talk about this later on, okay?
The boss has spoken, Anton. The boss of the house has spoken. She's basically saying you're not even coming to a home game, let alone going to a European away game.
I'll be with it later on.
Yeah, you're done for, mate. You won't even be able to come to another home game. Are you coming on Saturday, Anton?
I haven't booked yet, but it's all up in the air. It's all up in the air.
Oh, that bravado. Oh, that
Do you know what?
bravado.
I'll book it online. That's what I'll do. I'll book it right now where we're live. You just go and chat. Look, there you go.
That bravado. There you go, Sharky. You're absolutely right, mate. Under the thumb. Gary, I can't go. Wife said no way. Eddie, no way. Oh dear. Schizo, Anton in deep negotiations. He's lost already, mate. Don't even bother. Skipper, Zagreb are 4th in their league, so it's not going to be an easy game. Yeah, after one game. Well, we're top. Yeah. I'm not. You two. It feels like you two are kind of a little bit upset by the draw.
No. I'm not. I just think you look at some of the teams in there, and I think it was like you were dreaming of bigger European teams, weren't you? I guess, but
he meant you still.
But
listen, I put high expectations, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but I'm happy.
Do you know what I'm worried about? It's not so much that I'm upset at the teams we've drawn. I would have preferred a bigger opposition because I think that's when West Ham turn up. I worry when West Ham. But then I'm talking about the old West Ham. We used to go in against these teams and feel like we'd already won it.
Yeah,
I don't want that to be the case, kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I think
that's all.
I'm happy that we're there. I'm happy that
I am.
I'm happy that we're there. I'm going to make the most of it. I still think. I mean, although someone said Genk, we're playing against Onuachu, who we've been linked with all summer. Who's is he not the top goal scorer in the Belgian league last season? 6'7" tall. We were linked to him all summer. So they're not going to be a pushover. Dinamo Zagreb are a half decent team. One would expect us, to sort of, I would say, beat a Rapid Vienna pretty easily. But I don't know. I think we're going to be given tougher tests than we realise, and I'm looking forward to it. I get what you're saying. It would have been nice to have had a Lazio. It would have been nice to have had a Monaco or something like that. But let's get through this and see what happens from there on in.
End of the day, the way you got to look at it is, you've avoided those really big teams. So the incentive really for the manager and the players looking at that group, it should be winnable games there.
Go and win the group.
Go win it. Like me and Ant were talking about when you took a short break still. You win the group. There's 2 games less that you're going to play than some of the other teams as well. So that's got to be the attitude and the mentality, isn't it?
I agree, mate. I agree. Okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to carry on, or are we going to come back in a little while once we've digested this and maybe break down the groups a little bit more later?
Yeah, it's up to you. We've got the press conference show coming out. We've got a preview later on tonight coming out
with a very, 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 very special guest, a legend. Anton's gone quiet. It means the legend's turned us down.
No, I haven't even. I've actually. I need to go and do some work actually. So I better go. I'll let you two carry on. That's what I'll do.
I think.
We'll wrap up.
We're all going. So what? Look, what time are you doing the press conferencing?
Well, whenever his press conference is, so it kind of has to react to whatever that time that is.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to piece all this together. And Dan, do you want to come on in a little while and we'll go through some of the teams and talk about their history?
Realistically, just very quickly, the press conference was probably going to be around 2:00. The show will probably be around 2:00. So, and then the preview will be at 9 o'clock. So if you're going to go before 2. But if you're going to go after, maybe go about 4 or 5.
Well, it's midday now. It's going to take a little while to piece all this together, get it all sorted out.
We can always go. We can always go after
early evening.
Press conference, can't we?
Cool.
I'm available all day, mate. I'm here all day, so.
All right. Well, look. Let me sort all this out. Let's get some. I'll tell you what, mate. If you can start looking at a bit of history, because you got more. You know how to get all this quicker than me. If you can look at some history of some of, especially the teams that we've actually that we're playing against. Definitely. You know how many times they've won their cups, their leagues and stuff like that. At least we get a much better flavour of those teams, and then maybe pick out 1 or 2 teams from the other groups and say, here are the ones, that we should be looking out for in terms of, how they might progress, etc. How about that?
Yeah.
So people, the press conference is likely to be at 2 o'clock. Anton said, "Is that right, Anton?"
Yeah. Sorry, hold on a second. What was that? I can go to all the games. Cool. Thanks. Right, it's done.
Deluded, absolutely deluded. People, we're really, really sorry that we've not gone through the chat. Really apologise, but do come back and watch us later, because Dan and I will do a bit of a breakdown of the teams that we're up against. We'll talk a little bit about their history. Anton will be back for the manager's press conference. There's going to be the preview tonight with a very, very, very special legend. And then are we doing the late?
Depends if I book my tickets or not.
Yeah, well, that means I'll be on doing the late show. Anton will be in the doghouse.
I'll get Matt with you.
No, don't worry. I'll get Dan instead.
Matt,
me
apologies,
or the other
mate.
Dan?
No, you.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Thank you all for watching. We're really sorry we haven't done any of the chat. Really apologise, because we've been relying on looking at. I've got 3 different screens open at the moment, trying to do.
Can you just please leave it on Trev's? Just leave it on Trev Tubes' comment.
What's that?
Listen, if you are watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, of course, and leave a comment and all that stuff.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. Much appreciated, and we'll see you in a little while.
Yes.